Hey, how you doing?
Hi, you guys. Good to see you again.
Yeah, good to see you again. How you been, mate?
What are you saying, bro?
Yeah, good. Very well, very well. Happy this morning. It's I don't know what you guys think, but I think it was a really good watch today. I know because I've understood the fluidity conversation this season. I have understood it, but personally, I haven't, I guess, been too concerned. We've been getting good enough results still. I guess we're still unbeaten in the league and we sit in a nice position in the group. But I actually felt, considering it's an away performance at a difficult place, I wanted to get Turkish's view on this as well, because I know you've been speaking about fluidity this season. But I felt up until the point in the game where Sevilla scored, I feel like we saw sprinkles of that today. I think we saw some nice stuff, especially with Gabriel Jesus in there up front and having Martinelli back as well. So I wanted to get your view on that, whether you saw a bit of something today maybe that we haven't seen. I thought it was just an enjoyable watch.
Yeah, I mean, it was the most fluid we've been all season. I think that goes without saying. Is it an indication moving forward that we are releasing the handbrake a little? I'm yet to know that until I see how we perform against Sheffield United, where really the objective is to smoke them.
Yeah, I think if I'm to jump in on that answer, is that I thought Arsenal today looked the most like they knew what they wanted to do with the ball once they got it. Now, sometimes not playing fluid football is you've not let the handbrake off, and we start asking whether it's intentional through Mikel Arteta and all that. The other part of it is when that ball goes into Jorginho, does he one pass it straight off to the next? Or does he take a touch with the bottom of his foot, roll it into his path, and then try and pick someone out and look a little bit more clever, a little bit more calculated? You can always tell when a player's looking too calculated in possession, trying to do too much. Sometimes it's part of the plan. Brighton notoriously put their foot on the ball to try and attract a press. Arsenal, last season, they just played their football. They just popped it off and they just walked through teams. This season, we haven't seen as much of that. Today, though, I saw every time a player got the ball, there was someone around them that they just immediately, give it, and then they get it, and then they give it, and then they get it, and then they give it. And it felt like a team that had found cohesion. And it's not that we haven't had any of that this season. It's that for whatever reason, no one has looked like they really wanted to commit to helping their teammates in attack. And today, I think we saw a lot more of that. Like, Martinelli was attacking that space because he really trusted Jesus to make that work for him, and he did. And that's what I love to see.
See, I agree with that. And I think also, I agree with the sentiment that Sheffield United is a game we have to attack, and we have to try and start seeing 3-4 goals being put past this team. But I think that's something that we've had to adjust to. Last season, I think the fluidity came with the situation as well. We had the same starting 11 week in, week out. And I think if you fast forward now to the Sheffield United game on the weekend, you're more likely maybe to see Zinchenko come back in at left back. He might even try put Havertz back in midfield. So I think there's a need to adjust game to game in the sense that it's not the same starting 11, and we're going to put in slightly different performances week to week. But I guess it's about having it all come together. I just wanted to say as well on David Raya, look, I know he's got a lot of stick, but for what it's worth, I'm actually really happy for him that we didn't concede the goal at the end there, because I think a part of me feels that if that goes in behind him, he's got a bit of a long road back. And I really do want him to start against Sheffield United, because I just want him to have 90 minutes where there isn't a moment, where there isn't something, a talking point, let's say. Because I actually think today, I mean, one time I can think Saliba's knocked the ball back to him, I think, and he's been pressed from like 3 angles. And I'm thinking, if he takes a touch, he's in trouble here. I don't know if you guys remember it. And he's kind of clipped the ball first time out to Tomiyasu. And a part of me is looking at it going, I can see bits and pieces, I can see what Mikel sees in him.
Yeah, well, hold on. Let's also remind ourselves, Everton away, Bournemouth away, and PSV at home, and the North London derby, where some people said he made errors in the North London. I don't really blame him for any of the goals. Yeah, he could have tipped it over for the first, but I don't really blame him for any of that. I thought, and he made a big save in the North London derby. I think you could say his first 4 games were fine/good. Like, I was impressed with him against Everton and Bournemouth, the way he commanded his area, dealt with crosses in. PSV, his passing and his long-range passing to Havertz was, I thought, really, really good. Now, there was loads I enjoyed about Raya's first 4 games. The thing is, the last 3, City, Chelsea, and Sevilla tonight, in particular Chelsea in the first half against City, there were loads of shaky moments. So he can shake this off and very quickly get himself like a first 10 games, of which 7 of them were impressive, but he kind of needs to do that because it's not been.
You can add Lons and
Oh, I forgot about Lons. Okay, so it's like 4 and 4.
And Tottenham.
Yeah, I wasn't sure about Tottenham. I didn't really blame him for that first goal.
I don't blame him because he made the save, but I mean, the 4 games you mentioned that he begun his Arsenal career with, he wasn't posed any questions on the defensive side of the goalkeeping job.
True.
As soon as he starts getting asked the questions on the defensive side of it,
You mean the shot stopping and the sort of basic goalkeeping stuff? Yeah.
That's when we're starting to see concerns or problems.
Yeah, fair enough. All right, quick score prediction for the weekend.
Score prediction. I want us to put goals. I want us to put goals in on the weekend.
Sure.
So I'm gonna be a bit optimistic and say 3-0. And just before I go, I just want to say love for what you guys do specifically. Like for me, the Forever Arsenal podcast and the Big Six. These types of shows are great for, even as an international fan, it makes you feel a part of the banter and stuff like that. So it's really awesome.
Thank you.
Love my brother.
Yeah.
That means a lot.
that.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Appreciate that.
Call back soon, yeah?
Take care.
Take care, man.
Yeah, cheers.